You know, I believe her. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact: I do to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact: Alien Desmond. So, like, did she find this out before or after the second kid? Because the first kid I get, maybe she didn't know, but like the second one, like when did she find out this information? That's my of all the questions I should probably. That's my main question. How did you feel? Like, were you down with that? Like, like how and how free? Like, I mean, like he's not even. I mean, I have questions that I'm presumably gonna get answers to. So, I'm just excited. So let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 110 of Spy Family, which is known as... I'm just mission 110. I don't see a chapter title. But let's see. Let me struggle to hit a female voice again. One second. I said that my husband is an alien. I see. As a person who's had to hit that polite, confused smile before, I get it, Lloyd. I get it, Twilight. That's like... I don't even blame him for that, because like notably this universe is superhuman, but I don't think well, not superhuman, like there are characters in this universe with powers, but Lloyd doesn't know that. Like, hold on, let me see something. Can I rise? I can rise. There we go, that's better. But like, Lloyd doesn't know that his daughter has psychic powers. His adopted daughter stuff, but like he doesn't know she has psychic power. She never told anybody. She's, for how loose-lipped Anya is, she's not let that slip. In 110 chapters, she's not let that... What on earth just happened? Okay, we're not gonna quite... We still good? Yeah, we're still recording. Alright, but in 110 chapters, she has not let that slip. Same thing with Bond. They don't know that Bond has superhuman future-seeing abilities. They don't know that. And while she is superhuman, so is Lloyd. A lot of characters in the universe do, like, crazy beyond-human feats from time to time. But, or at least extreme peak human feats. But he doesn't know any of that. He has no context. Like, I only believe her because, like, I could see it. Like, that's legit my mitts. I'm like, yeah, I could see it. Like, the way this universe has been set up so far, it isn't, like, fully superhuman, and a lot of it's based in, like, science experiments. I could see aliens. But, like, from Lloyd's mind, he's like, okay. Because you can't really ask questions, especially considering this is such a valuable opportunity. Let's see. Is that just a metaphor for someone whose way of thinking she finds incomprehensible? Reasonable? But then again, I feel like who knows? Some people are dramatic. Typically, when I don't understand somebody, I just say, I don't get them. I cannot rationalize any of the... I know what the problem is. Wait a minute. Am I cooking? Oh, it did it again. I'm scared. I don't know why it keeps doing that flashing thing. I'm not even sure if that's going to pop up in the video, but the mic is still on. We still move it. What else is recorded? You! Silence. There we go. I hope that didn't break anything. Sorry, I'm in a real experimental phase right now. But I don't think so. Let's see though, Lord. Let's see. What aspects of your husband's behavior led you to that conclusion? Well... Uh-oh. Oh, but that's the thing, right? Like, alien or not alien, this man has clearly messed up his wife. Let's see. No, I really can't do this. If you were to find out about... Please, relax, Miss Desmond. Please, Miss Desmond, relax. This is a private conversation. There's no one here who can cause you any harm. I mean, there is. Ironically, the man across, like Yor wasn't wrong. He do be doing kick therapy. But let's see. Ooh, interesting. She's tweaking. Let's see. That's not true. You have no idea. Ooh, what does he do? But like, does he have tentacles? I restrained myself from saying it earlier, but like, it's Japan, and aliens. Like is it my fault? Am I wrong for assuming that? Like, come on. Let's see. Madame. Oh! Look who it is. I forget her name. It feels like it's been a minute since she's shown up. What is her name? I will wait. They'll probably say it, but I remember this character. She was in the tennis tournament, and like she's had moments here and there, and she really likes Twilight. I do just forget her name though. gosh darn it. That's why I gotta stop reviewing. And the thing is, I'm still thinking of adding more manga to the channel. But I'm like, the one thing that holds me back is I do not have everything I currently review memorized. So I'm holding off. Let's see. Oh, Dr. Folger is a very sincere and talented clinician. I have no doubt that he'll help Mrs. Desmond in a positive direction. I mean, yeah. I mean, no, because he's not. Well, he is, though. He's good at his job. And obviously that's because he's, like, a good actor. But still, like, it's very impressive. People go to school for years in order to become half-decent, like, psychologists. And he's just doing it. Let's see. Yes, but, no, never mind. Maybe it's best left to the professionals to handle it. Honestly, all of us in her household staff wish we could do more to support her. Oh, it sounds like you care for her a great deal. I'm sorry, I don't know what this accent is. It's not accurate, but I need to vary the female voices somehow. I have no range. Let's see. I can't speak to her specific condition, but generally patients need support not just from their doctor, but from those around them. I'm a psychiatric nurse, so if you have any concerns you'd like to share, I would be happy to listen. I'm sure there are matters that Mrs. Desmond would find painful to address or speak objectively about. Ah, that's smart, though. That's smart, because they're both wise, right? So ultimately, pulling out information from wherever they can get it, that's smart. Okay, I see it. Okay. That's right. Exhale slowly through your mouth, just like that. Are you feeling more relaxed now? Miss Desmond, I promise... Sorry, I keep saying Miss Desmond. Mrs. Desmond, I promise you. As a doctor, I will always be an ally to my patients, no matter their circumstances. He basically said, I don't care if you're crazy. I'm here for your information. No, I don't care if you're crazy. I'm still here for you. But hey, this is, like, I don't know. It's weird. Because, like, I do wonder, because we know Lloyd is, like, freakishly genuine. Despite being the greatest spy on the planet. Like, he is still, like, a genuinely good dude, tries to be a good father. Like, he tries to do the good things right, even if it is all for the sake of the mission, right? But because of that, it's always hard. Like, these sound nice. But Lloyd, I know why you're here. I know your tale, Buckaroo. I know the truth. So it's hard to take any of this at face value. Let's see. Only to their patients, no matter their circumstances. Let's see. If, hypothetically, you are being harmed in some way by your husband, then I urge you to leave that environment immediately. How? She, like, but especially, like, during this time period, she does not have the power to do that, buddy. Like, there's just that's not in her kid, bro. She's got everything but an upbeat right now, and that upbeat is not possible. Let's see. Environment immediately. We can find a suitable place for you, where you and your sons will be safe. No, you can't. I mean, maybe he's speaking from a wise perspective, but no, you can't. That guy's the head of the whatever it is. He's not. I know he's not currently the party. Is he the party leader? Just not currently like the president equivalent. I forget exactly what Mr. Desmond is, but like he Donovan Desmond, like I do forget exactly what he is, but he still is at like a super high position of power. Nowhere you send her will be safe, and if she tries to leave, she's gonna put her kids, and most likely her, in extreme danger. Find a suitable place for you where you and your sons will be safe, and perhaps this could even lead to criminal charges being filed against him. In this corrupt nation, I doubt it. He literally run. Like, I don't, like, I've always been like, oh, cool. You have evidence against the guy with all the money and power. Good luck getting anything to stick when he can write a check. Or she can write a check. Or anyone can write. Like, that's the thing. How do you really convict those with all the money and power in the world? You don't really. You don't. you gotta don't. So, like, there's absolutely no way that these could lead to criminal charges. Lloyd, I think you're getting a little bit desperate, Buckaroo. Let's see. If we could use those to remove him from power. Okay, so he is in power still. He's head of the party, but I forget if that, like, does that give him? Is he like? I forget what he's a, because notably they keep calling her the former first lady, so she's no longer first lady, but he's the head of the party, and he's still in a high point of political power. Let's see. If we could use those to remove him from power, it could spell an end to all of his warmongering ambitions. Of course, it's never as simple as that. There's still plenty of National Unity Party members. Yeah, so he's the leader of the party. National Unity Party members within the state's security service and the Justice Department. Still, if we can even plant a single seed of scandal, it may one day bloom into a powerful weapon against them. I don't think so. I mean, maybe that's I know that sounds very doomer of me, but I'm like, I feel like that's almost never worked. The only time people with all the power in the world were ever taken down is when the rest of the world actually are allied against them. And I don't see you doing that, Lloyd. We'll see. So, once more, He hasn't done a single thing to me. Oh. Oh. I would have believed otherwise. The way that fear becomes the I would have believed otherwise. Alright. That man hasn't done anything to me. Could he be controlling her in such a way as to make her say that? Or even make her believe that? That is actually possible. In like the real world. And it's creepy. Admittedly, I've been lucky enough, or maybe it depends on how you view it. I've seen people in bad, unhealthy relationships, but at least from what I know, none of them have been like that bad. But like, no, I've heard numerous cases and stories of partners on either side, but typically, unfortunately, it is more towards the other side, where like they've been gaslit that badly. Or like, oh no, he does it out of love. Like, the whole idea, this hurts me more than it hurts you, like, they believe it. And it is scary to at least hear about. I've never had to deal with it directly. But like, let's see. Even if he hasn't harmed you physically, he can still hurt you by words or demeanor of others. And that is true, yeah. Honestly, that's the thing. Like, we humans, I always say this. Your mind, your brain, it is your greatest tool, your best asset, and your worst enemy. It can be your downfall horrifically. You can be your own big sob. Do not, like, love yourself. Praise yourself. You are important and wonderful and beautiful, but beware. You get in the wrong mindset or allow yourself to get in the wrong mindset, and your brain will flip on you just like that. And it'll just drag you down. I don't know what it is about human psychology, but that's how it works. Even I've had my moments where, like, I've almost, but luckily enough, you've always raised well enough to understand and recognize, wait a minute, this might take a minute, and then I just reset. Let's see. Or at least attempt to reset. It takes a while sometimes. Let's see. Demeanor of others. Now, I myself do not know whether or not he has abused you or not. That said, what is clear to me is that you are presently enduring a great deal of suffering. And it's your effort to fight off that suffering that has brought you here to the hospital today. That is true. Ultimately, it is, like, if she didn't have a problem, she wouldn't have come. Right? Like, that's the thing. If there was truly nothing wrong with the current scenario, even if she was cool with alien husband, like, clearly she isn't. There is something wrong here. That's why you are here. So, let's see, Melinda. Yes, I suppose that's true. But coming here now, it's already too late. It's never too late to... No, there's no point in fixing a facade. I can't even remember when all of this began. Was it short... Okay, so she found out he was an alien shortly after first try. So she doesn't even know when she found out. Or at least it's not solid when she determined it. So she didn't know. Clearly there were no tentacles involved. Let's see. Was it shortly after my first child was born? Or was it the second? I can't specifically recall, but it was some time ago. But right around then, he became a completely different man. He began pushing everyone around him away, and he barely spoke to anyone at all. Interesting. I mean, there's a possibility that he was replaced, and not even like the whole body snatcher way, which is, unironically, my most feared genre of horror. Like, I don't know, I don't like the idea of that. People around me slowly getting replaced by people that look exactly and sound exactly like them, but are just like that bothers me. Oof. And I'm just not a horror guy in general. I'm very babyish in that sense. I do not like horror, but like I hate the whole body snatcher idea just because like it feels like the most realistic one, which is weird considering like the many different types of horror. But still, let's see. And barely spoke to anyone at all. And one day I realized that he hadn't simply changed, but that an extraterrestrial being had assumed his... Oh, so we are going full body snatcher plot. I mean, once again, not absurd. We do have, like, supernatural elements in this universe. I mean, I mean, if it took 110 chapters to introduce Lloyd to it, I'm down. That's not a bad thing. The more Lloyd knows about it, the better. But once again, the real question is, will Yor and Lloyd ever find out about... I don't think they'll ever find out about Bond's unless Anya tells them about Bond. But I'm wondering if they're going to specifically find out about Anya, because if she's this good at keeping it a secret, and what, like 4, 5? Like she's ahead. I remember she's younger than she's actually supposed to be. So like, if she's this good at keeping it a secret now, imagine when she gets to like actual secret keeping age, like teenage. One second. Lloyd's like, I still find this so hard to believe. You probably think I just said something completely ridiculous. Of course you do. Could this be some manner of delusional misidentification syndrome? I've never heard of that. DMTS? Never heard of that. Let's see. But I haven't seen any sign of the brain pathology associated with such conditions. Even the basic cognitive test she took earlier showed no... What are you doing? Why is that happening? What is called... Like, why is my... I don't know. And that's the thing. I'll check. In fact, I'll write this one down. Hold on. We're gonna write this one down for editing me to figure out. Because, I mean, everything else is still working. But if for y'all who don't know, and who knows, maybe either editing me will take care of it or nothing's actually happening. It's like my camera's occasionally hitting black flashes. And, like, literally hitting black. Like, sometimes the screen will just instantly go black. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm not even touching anything half the time, and it'll just do it. The earlier time, I was messing with something, so I do get why I did that. But still, I'm a little confused. Let's see. Even the basic cognitive test she took earlier showed no signs of impaired mental functioning. The real him is gone. I suspect the aliens took him away to some distant planet. Aw. I mean, like, obviously, I mean, it really depends. I actually don't remember. Was Desmond always a warmonger? Like, clearly he's been the leader of his party for a while. And, like, you know, I mean, call me a cynic. I feel like you don't get to high positions of power without being a little bit twisted. But, like, maybe he actually was. But then again, it may have been, like, rightly after the second child. Because, I don't know. Both, I forget the older brother's name, but Damien, they don't seem happy. Like, they don't seem like they like their dad at all. Which may also just be a case of, like, the dynamic change. We just don't know enough about the past previously. Like, I don't know. It's strange. Let's see. You asked me earlier what was my basis for reaching that conclusion. Well, we rarely converse, but something becomes more clear every time we interact, and it scares me. Even my older son has been saying the same thing. Oh, interesting. Okay, so she isn't alone on this. Even I forget, there are 2 characters. 2 pretty. I mean, the older brother really hasn't done too much, but still, like, 2 relatively major characters. I'm just blanking on the name of it entirely. But interesting. So this is a universal thing. I guess Damien. The main reason Damien probably hasn't noticed is because it was after he was born, or like right, the change happened before he was born, or before he could have recollection of it. Like, I don't know about y'all. I woke up like Pencil was born, like conscious wise. Either in one of 2 points. I'm not sure which predates the other, because, like, I don't know, a lot of my memories from my younger years are kind of just, like, jumbled up. I don't have a consistent timeline in my head. Either I woke up on the stairs, and, like, I just randomly gained consciousness sitting on the stairs of my childhood home one day, or it was in preschool. I don't know, like, which came first. I want to say the stairs, but I actually don't remember, because there's just a massive blank gap. I have horrible memory. But Damien likely just doesn't remember. He's, what, 5, 6? 7, I think are they still in kindergarten? I forget. But ultimately, he probably just wouldn't remember the old version of his dad. But the elder son, who probably does, is like, sums up with dad. Let's see. That my husband, no, that alien, he can read. Oh. You know what? We never really did find out why Anya got those powers. How old is Anya? It's either because she's confused on when it happened, but it happened around. So Anya and Bond both, they were okay. So they were the test subjects. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all coming together. I see what happened. It reset me. Why did it do that? Hold on. Oh, it's just flat out not working now. All right, as long as the recording still functions, I'd be mad. But interesting. So we're finally getting some context, at least what I view as perspective context. That's why everything's so strange about him, and that's why Anya got her powers. It was initially experiments to give it to Desmond, the person who's going to be leading the country, in order to make sure he probably never gets snuck up on or assassinated, because he'd always be able to read minds. I wonder if he also has future vision, or if someone else also got those powers. So if I had to guess like a sequence of events, it was likely Bond first, who they tested on, because typically people test on animals first before testing on humans. And then they tested on humans, which ended up leading to Anya, and unfortunately her poor mother, if I remember that scene from the early series, her mother likely perishing. And then those same abilities were given to Desmond. That does mean, though, that Anya was, like, a very quick, successful test subject, because if this happened apparently sometime around Damien's post-birth, they must have succeeded on Anya, figured out she could read minds. I was like, okay, here, Damien Desmond, we're going to give you this. Which is crazy turnaround. Or not Damien Desmond, Donovan Desmond. Boom. Like, that's actually still very, very crazy turnaround. But then again, maybe he needed it for some reason. He can read people's minds. Oh, whoa. That's a little freaky. Big ol' eyes. But then again, his son has those eyes, too. Oh, wait. Because they've been in the same vicinity. But then again, can he? Why'd he leave Lloyd alive? Because, like, Lloyd has been in the presence of Donovan before. So, like, that is, so, it's interesting that Lloyd's still alive. Maybe he's under surveillance, he just doesn't know. Because if he can read minds, he likely would have heard Lloyd's thoughts. Because we know through Anya, Lloyd, since obviously he's not used to supernatural elements, he's never really been, like, subtle about his thoughts. He's able to cover his face really, really well. But he hasn't really been able to, like, suppress his mind or anything like that. I think they've met before. So very interesting, very interesting. Let's see. In other words, he's telepathic. And that's why all your promises of patient confidentiality do not matter. Sooner or later, he will know that I've come. Oh, you are an Anya may have accidentally cooked Lloyd. Because if he finds out who... it really depends on, like, the detail of mind reading. Because notably, at least from my understanding, Anya reads minds by hearing thoughts. They get relayed to her not via mental images, in a similar way to what occasionally happens to Shin from Sakamoto Days with his mind reading, but very specifically, she gets a text, and she hears the text, quote unquote, or, like, just sounds. But hypothetically, if she reads her mind and she says she's going to a psychiatrist, especially if Lloyd is already under surveillance at this hospital because Donovan Desmond already read his mind, I was like, oh, okay, this guy, he's a threat. Then, the moment she finds out she's going to him, Lloyd, you may need to flee the country. Let's see. All your promises of patient confidentiality don't matter. Sooner or later, he will know that I've come here. The belief that one's mind being read is a common delusion, as is a patient feeling that they are in an impossible situation from which they are powerless to extricate themselves. And yet, even Lloyd's like, okay, this sounds crazy, but she doesn't seem crazy. It's like, I may have actually, because I know he started to think, like, did I fumble the bag? I was thinking thoughts, bro. Let's see. I'm scared. I don't know what he is. I know that I have to protect my children, and yet I'm too scared of him. It takes all I have just to protect myself. Whether that man decides to engage with the kids or ignore them completely, I simply have to go along with it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the sanctity of one's mind is, like, the only sanctity you really have. Everything you search up, every book you read, like, everything you interact with in the world, especially in the modern day, is, like, monitored. Like, you're not really free. And even then, your thoughts are consistently being manipulated by the media or anything you consume. Realistically, life itself always alters your thoughts. But, like, at least internally, as far as we know, no one can peer directly into your head. I'm thinking about Baconator right now, because I'm very, very hungry. But, like, until I told you that, you didn't know. And no, most people wouldn't know the internal thought process, which admittedly, for a lot of people, isn't much. Like, for me, personally, it's just elevator music. And, like, what video am I going to watch next? Or what am I going to record? Like, I have a very simple thought process, but still, that's my thought process. That's exclusive to me. But I can imagine the fear knowing that the person, especially the person, like, you married, you swore your life to, and they're extremely, like, powerful in the political sense, like, that overall, yeah, that'd be genuinely terrifying. Then knowing that there's nothing you can do about it, and there's nothing you can hide, because everything is laid bare, whether you want it to be or not. Let's see. I simply have to go along with it. Oh, Lloyd. He's like, that must be very hard for you. But if I may ask, has your husband ordered you to do so? Does he tell you to do as he says? Yeah, but, like, sometimes you don't, like, for example, back in the day, whenever my parents called me, whenever my name was whenever I heard pencil from halfway across the house, I knew there was no point in responding yes or how can I help it. Like, there's no point in me yelling back. They would not answer. So, but they never explicitly told me, come when I call you. but I got the memo eventually. So, like, just because she wasn't told doesn't mean she wasn't told. But let's see. Mrs. Desmond, even a subtle cognitive bias can easily lead to communication breakdown between two people. Don't you think it's possible that if you and your husband were to calmly discuss these concerns, it might help alleviate your fears? Now, it may be easier for you to do so with the help of a neutral third party, in which case, suggesting that your husband also see a psychiatrist may be the one way to do that. Although I can't say that I've experienced working out with extraterrestrials. You could even invite him with you to one of your sessions, if you like. You dragging it. I would have, like, and then again, I get it, he doesn't believe it. He doesn't believe it. That's the thing. He's very much in non-believer mode. And I can't blame him. Once again, he doesn't know. Like, obviously, the world is a lot more complicated than Lloyd understands, but, like, it's a lot more complicated than Lloyd understands, so he just doesn't believe it. Let's see. You think that I... Only if you're comfortable with it, of course. The health and well-being of you and your children is our top priority. I simply ask that you consider that an honest dialogue with him may reveal that he's been a friendly alien all along. See, he is rolling with it. He is rolling with it. Okay, I respect that. A friendly alien? Again, this is only a possibility to consider. We will pursue exploring his nature with great care. Another idea we should be open to is that he's not any sort of alien at all. We can't dismiss the possibility that he's from the future, or from the depths of the Earth, or has merely acquired superpowers. Ironically enough, it's probably that last one. Let's see. Oh, I will research the various possibilities before our next session. Next session? A problem of this nature takes time to resolve. Mrs. Desmond, if you don't mind, I'd like you to write in this notebook whatever you can remember about the times you've thought he was reading your mind, and how that made you feel. For now, we'll get you through a medical examination and prescribe a few light medications. Once we stabilize your physical symptoms, we'll go from there. Uh-oh. So, you think that I'm sick? I mean, kind of. Not even in the sense that, like, personally, I don't think Melinda's crazy, but that's because I have the reader perspective, and I know this verse is superhuman somewhat. But even from, like, I think Lloyd doesn't even think he's fully sick. He's taking her seriously, which obviously may just be, like, a doctor thing to do, if he's acting that way. But two, like, he is genuinely, like, worried for you to some degree. He's taking his time to break you down. Of course, he's still trying to rip out any information he can from you as a spy. But I do think, once again, like, a lot of Lloyd's other interactions, there is a genuine level of care there. And thusly, he's not fully faking it. Let's see. As I said before, what I think is that you're suffering, and I intend to support your recovery with all the means that I'm capable of, for both your own sake and your family's. I hope to see you back for another session next week. In the meantime, if the medications don't agree with you, or anything else troubles you, I'll be available. Okay. Interesting. I'm interested to see if she'll come back. Presumably she will, but, like, the main thing I'm worried about, because I believe her. I personally believe her. I definitely believe her. If that's the case, Lloyd may be but then again, if that is the case, he would have been got by now. There's no way, like, that's the 50-50. If it's true, I'm shocked, and Lloyd's likely under some sort of surveillance. If it's not true, then I do genuinely wonder what's the motivation, what's the motion, what's the move. But that's the thing. It would backwards rationalize Anya and Bond's existence. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing that this does. It would full on backwards rationalize their existence and sort of, like, give a slight hint to the mystery around both of those two. But once again, it's only a reader thing because Lloyd doesn't know that. I was like, I wonder if I pushed a little too hard. Yes, you did. Immediately inviting the alien husband. Come on now. Let's see. You know, there's no way Donovan would ever come here. Donovan, who's been replaced by an alien. From what I heard regarding her chaperone, I don't get the sense that she's deliberately lying. I believe that too. She's very genuine about it. Let's see. It's probably the best to see your examination results before we dig too deeply. Oh, welcome home, Lloyd. Hope you had a good day at work. I'll make some tea. Oh, thank you, Yor. Because of you, I'm now in direct contact with Melinda. Yes. Papa was doing mission stuff. Yes, indeed, he was. This idea of reading other people's minds. No way anyone could actually do that. See, that's the thing. He has no idea. But then again, like, Anya's been real. She's been real good at hiding it. I can. If an ability like that truly existed. Oh, if an ability like that truly existed, it would bring down every intelligence agency in the world. That it would. Donovan Desmond. The more I learn about him, the less I understand. The evil... Oh, it's just the end of the chapter. I'm scared. So this is the end of the chapter. Okay. The evil super boss has the same superpower that I do? For real? Yes, indeed, Anya. For real. All right. A W chapter. Very, very. I mean, I feel like I should have connected the dots a bit earlier, but I think because Anya herself is so fundamentally different from what we've seen of Donovan, how little we've seen of him, admittedly, it would have never crossed my mind. But now that it's brought up, I can see the vision. Though, of course, this only raises more questions. And obviously it brings more risk, because if he can read minds, Lloyd's screwed. Like he's he's cooked. Because he's already thought his true intentions around him. But at the same time, there could be reason that Lloyd is still alive. That's the thing. There's now a big cat and mouse game going on. And obviously there is the question of whether or not Melinda will return or not. What Desmond will do with the information now that he knows that Melinda's going there. He's going to find out if he can actually read minds. Like, this is a real nice chapter. For character work and just for plot development. I like it. But, if you made all the way to this video, please leave Mind Alien. Yeah, I know it's simple. Yeah, I know it's clean, but leave Mind Alien in the comment section down below. I did thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks will include the live reactions to this year's item to review, ad variations of all my videos, and if you become a $25 patron or a $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also do a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below. We drop 5 beans for a short video, 29 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier, XZ, G Prosper, Planet Crone, Zeta, and Brandon Payne. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin, Encarnacion, and A+A. And then I'd like to give a huge thank you to our Ink tier members: Fine, Austin Wimberly, Euchiha, Yuki Ally, and Carlo Alaimo. Then I'd like to give a gargantuan thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. Then I'd like to give another gargantuan thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Overlord Zero, Waki Minoz, and iDemokami. Then I'd like to give a final legendary top of the line thank you to our That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, the glorious king, Calvin Elder.